Good morning, everyone. It's Elisa from Elisa Marie Designs, and I am out this morning for a little stroll. I am headed to my local library, and I'm taking you with me. This is actually being filmed in Philly, too. I'm just realizing that. Jack Reacher. He's actually being filmed in Philly, and he's actually being filmed in Rittenhouse Square. Where else? Where else but Rittenhouse Square? I'm waiting for John. He's coming with, but I think I'm naming this video what happened to WIP Wednesday. I did a WIP yesterday and it was an unboxing, and it was one that I thought, oh yeah, sure, I'll do a review. Thank you very much for asking me. And I squeezed it in my calendar in between my which activities, fell in love with the canvas, had an absolutely great time with this canvas, and I sent it off to contacted the company to let them know that I had finished the review, and they were contacting me to say, if you did your review, hold it, because they've already sold out. I've never had that happen. So we're off for our walk. You know where we're going? We are going to the Stephen Gerrard area where we went in the park. And I'm hoping that they have a book. Sometimes they have books out. I'm hoping that they have a book that I can take. Like John has read this entire series so quickly, but I don't want to use this book to alter it. And sometimes they have old books or books that I can alter, because I need a couple of book pages for the journal that I am creating. So we made it to the library. I'm going in. Don't even tell me that they're not open yet. What time is it? 11:22. They're open. Why is he asking me where we're going? He came with me. Oh my God, this is why you have to do things alone. Okay, so I walked in the library, and this is the vestibule for all the books that are free, and I'm looking for a book, just something that I can alter, that I want to use as a altered book page inside of the journal that I am creating for my Raven event. And it's actually going to go by size. Really. Wow, there's a lot of books for free here, isn't there? Oh, this is like, let's see. Edward the Seventh, the Playboy Prince. Are there pictures in here? Pictures are always a plus. I'll bring this home, and John will be like, I want to read that. Don't rip any pages out of it. I hate ripping pages out of a book. A thrilling conclusion to The Giver. I wish I said I had the time to read. I haven't really. Oh, this looks really good. And then you want things that have, you know, words that you can pick out. I think I'm going to go with this one. Very, very pretty book cover. And I think I'm going to get this one because it seems interesting. And we're off. And here's my book. Put him front and center. Like I said, they're filming Jack Reacher here in Philadelphia. I was actually hoping that the grounds here had a place for me to sit down and write.
You have access to here.
But I don't think that we have access in here. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think you have access to get in. Oh wait, no. There's a lock on that gate. You can't get in.
Yeah, you can't get in. Wow, right. You would think like during library hours you'd be able to check out a book and come into the grounds and sit down and read, but I guess not. Okay, so I am back in my own neighborhood. I dropped John off. He's got errands to run. And I was hoping to have a longer walk over at the Stephen Gerrard area, and I was hoping to actually hang out at the library and outside, and I thought you can go into those grounds, but I guess, you know, today everything's just locked up and locked off, and no, you can't. So I am at the park in my own neighborhood, and the kids have gone back to school, so it's quiet other than the big boys that are playing basketball. They're not going to bother me because I'm going to go over to where the kids usually hang out at, but they're not there. And I am going to tell you why I needed a walk today. I love that the unboxing that I did yesterday sold out before like the pre-release. That's amazing. And I spent a lot of time on that video for WIP Wednesday. I thought you guys were going to be like, so like, oh my God, you are. I mean, you absolutely are going to be godsmacked when you see the canvases. However, I put other things in there. I always keep in mind that maybe someone is starting diamond painting for the first time. And so I did tutorials and demos, and I used the canvases, and they're absolutely gorgeous. You're gonna love them. Here's a little one running through the park, which is always so sweet. Probably out with Grandpa. Oh, there are a few kids on the swings. I wonder if I am going to bother them by setting up. They get so curious, the kids. They come over, they're like, what are you doing? Are you doing something? Oh, there's a couple of dads in here too. So I'm going to set up briefly. I am going to still set up. I just don't want to be in their way. They're on the park. Our pool is closed. We didn't get here at all this year. Let me see. Where can maybe I could set up outside the park. Gosh, there's like nowhere to go. There's just nowhere to go. There's a coach over there, so I don't want to be in the way over there. I usually do sit under that tree, but there's a little girl playing in the park. So, and then there's the big boys. I could go on the tennis court. Maybe. Guess what? I'm just going to set up. I really don't care if anybody sees me videotaping, as long as they know that I am not videotaping them. And I'm not. So I'm going to just sit here. Probably get, just to show you what I have here. Here we go. Okay, so what happened to WIP Wednesday is that it got, shelved. It's in you'll see it, it's marked private. However, when they get restocked, I will be releasing that video. I'm very happy for the artist, very happy for the company, and it was so funny because I was going over to tell the company that the video was done and did I hit all my marks, is it okay to go up, and they were emailing me saying don't do the review because they already sold out. So that was interesting. And you know, just so much on my plate right now, and I wanted to share with you guys what that looks like. Just like, I was like, I should really go through my day. It's like noon right about now, and I can't believe what I have done since the time that I woke up. And I went to bed very early last night. Extremely early. So, I think that if you are anything like me and you get overwhelmed, you really need to remove yourself from whatever environment that you are in. And not that you need to, it's what I do. I remove myself from whatever environment that I am in. Like right now, I'm looking for somewhere that I can videotape and have some, you know, like a pleasant background. I can go in my yard, but you're still available. When you're at home, they know you're there. They're asking you questions. They're walking in and out. You hear the background noise. You know, it's just too much. So I have to remove myself from it. I would have liked to have had taking myself out on an artist date, and the library would have been a great artist date. And that's one of the tools of the artist way, is that, especially when you feel like this, that you don't take anyone with you, because they are disrupting what is going on. No matter how much you try and keep it straight in your head, you're still aware that somebody is with you. You're still aware that they're in the background. You're still aware of like what they might be thinking. Are you okay? I can actually maybe go into the church across the street. Oh, I think that's what I'm going to do. Is that open? Can't see. Can't see with them. I can't see without them. Ah, the gate is locked. That right there, let me show you. That right there used to be a music studio. I think it may be still now a music school. But I mean, I've gone there to see John perform, you know, when we were just friends, and they would have like open, not open mic, but we would get together for different things, and there was like a performance stage and everything else in there. And I'm thinking, oh, I can go in there. What am I doing? I can go sit in there, but the locks are closed because I think it is a daycare. And probably as soon as I got myself set up, the kids would be coming out. Going to the library would have been a perfect artist date where you go and you just take yourself out on a date. You don't take anyone with you because it's important that you take a walk, clear your head, get this energy out that you have going on, and start to gain some clarity. The worst thing that I could have did right now, no matter how busy my schedule is and what is waiting for me on my desk, would be to go to my desk and sit down and start trying to get things done. It just doesn't work. It's been 2 days of me missing this beautiful weather, not getting outside. Oh, our little girl's leaving. I'm going to go a little bit more privately in the back. So I can get this out of my hand and set it up. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm videotaping their kids or anything like that. Oh, perfect. Here we go. I just feel like I can think better under this tree. It's like my favorite tree. I did a self-care Sunday here once. And so that's what I did. I grabbed my book. I grabbed my Book of Awakening, and I'm like, I am going for a walk. I'm going to drop off the Reacher book so someone else can enjoy it. And I'm going to, I thought, sit out the library, read Book of Awakening, see what the message is for today, the reflection, and then take my notepad out, my journal, and I'm going to journal today what the heck is going on, so that I could just have some peace and some clarity, because I'm feeling overwhelmed. I have it, and overwhelm for me happens like really, it's like a domino effect. Like I didn't do yoga this morning. I got up this morning, and John went to the gym, and he's like, what are you doing? I said, well, you're going to the gym. I'm going to go do yoga. I came down the steps, and it looked like, I'm like, why do I always miss the party? You know, I go up to bed, and I leave him downstairs, and it's just like, who was over last night? I mean, there was like so much stuff all over the place that I start doing things. And this is why, even though I have a beautiful backyard, I can't be in that backyard, because my mind is like, what's going on in the kitchen? I have clothes in the laundry. I'm not thinking. You have to get yourself out of the environment. And again, I'm saying that you have to. I have to. But if you're anything like me, take my grandmother's advice, because she used to say to me when I used to come in like a machine gun with all my thoughts at one time, she would say, go out for a walk. Go out for a walk. Because she wanted me to burn that energy, and she wanted me to gain some clarity into what all these things were going on in my life. And it would always work, because when you start moving, you get the energy moving. Like, so this morning I got up to the message that don't post the work that you did last night, because we have to hold off, they're sold out. I got up to a meeting that was canceled, that I just am like, I'm going to have to be proactive on this on my own, because the availability, we're both extremely busy, and the availability is not there, and I cannot wait until like 2 days before I'm about to go give my live for you guys for which and then I just, you know, after my walk, I'm like, I'm not going to stress about this. I don't have StreamYard. I don't know anything about StreamYard. I was asked to go on StreamYard. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live the way I always go live on YouTube. And if I have to pass off the wheel to another channel, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, hey, thanks for coming in, and I'm going to do my live, and then I'm going to maybe send you all over to Ren and let him spin the wheel. You know, like there's always, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's always a solution to what it is that you're doing. You know, it is great to have people come over to your channel, because I'm trying to build my channel. You know, I'm trying to build it. And I was asked to host, and hosting involves, you know, having people come over to your channel. And I want you guys to have something other than just, you know, boosting my algorithm. I want you to have something that says, oh, okay, you know, I'm here, you know, to support the channel, and I'm also getting a value for being here. So if that's what I got to do, I got to do. But I took a crash course this morning in StreamYard, so I did that. What else did I do this morning? I took care of the cat. I you know, cleaned up the mess that was left from last night, and I took my clothes out of the laundry that had been sitting there for like, I don't know how long. I had to run the whole cycle again, and I got that done. Then I was like, you know what? I got to get out of this house. It's a beautiful day. And I'm just feeling I'm feeling like to the brink that I'm going to like break. So, okay. So when I got out of the library, I did ask John if this was going to be a book that he would be interested in. If not, I would have put it back in the library. And he believes that this is maybe oh no, he's got it wrong. He said, I think that this is Queen Elizabeth's father. No, this is King out. This is, no wait, of Edward VII. Readers, a highly readable, definitive biography of Queen Victoria's son, the black sheep of Buckingham Palace, who matured into an effective monarch, a top-notch life of a king. But the thick, lucid, lively history deserves pride on the place on the shelf. So this is like, I'm getting confused. Was this Queen Elizabeth's father? Because I didn't really know him to be a playboy. Could this have been... Gosh, I get so confused with the monarchy. There are some great pictures in here, and you know, this is going to take a little bit of a review. I am not going to alter this book. I think it's amazing. And he said yes, he wanted to read it because he loves learning about the British Empire. And so that was a good pick that I found there, right? For free at your library. Free. I'm sure your library has free books. This one I am going to alter. I don't know that much about it. A tapestry of mysteries, myth, and machinations, all held together by a shimmering thread of love between women. I adored every page of this beguiling book. Atmospheric and gripping, I couldn't put it down, wondrous and healing. An ensnarling, mythical retelling of the courage, strength, and healing found in love and the light it lends in darkness. Exquisitely written and poignantly romantic. A riveting gloom of a tale, thorny with female rage, and peddled with tender first love. So, what I liked about this was, as I was thumbing through it, were the words that were jumping up at me. Because when you want to alter, especially like a book page, you want to have some words that stand out. I also used to do a writing exercise where you took a page and you created a poem by blacking out words. So maybe I had brought the pigment for Phoebe. So maybe I would black out, had bought the pigment for Phoebe. and then Phoebe would be the beginning of the poem. Maybe it would even be named Phoebe. And then I would pick other words that would create sentences that would then in turn create a poem. That's a really good mind exercise for you to take one page out of a book and circle certain words, and then you black the rest of them out, and it creates a poem. And it's a beautiful book cover. And I just thought, well, there's some beautiful words in here that I would like to use the page and alter the page to put it in the journal that I am making for my members that are joining me in the Raven event, and just have something special. What else do I have in here? Well, I have my journal. I read myself the first chapter. Now John is going out tonight. I don't know where he's going. He said he was going somewhere after something, or maybe he's going out this afternoon. Hopefully it's this afternoon. He's going out this afternoon. He's going somewhere yet. I don't know. I was half paying attention because, again, when you go out for a walk, it's best to just go by yourself. Again, the artist way. The squirrel in the background. Again, the artist way. Go out on your own, clear your head, listen to your own thoughts. Don't be worried about anybody else being with you. Just, you know, if I want to whip my camera out, if I want to take pictures, I don't need somebody in the background asking me questions. Like I was trying to discuss with John on the walk over that, you know, I did all that work. And it's not going to go to waste. It's just on a wait. But I didn't have to, you know, you can't, I don't have a crystal ball. I couldn't know that the paintings were going to sell out. However, you know, it was a lot of work, and I was trying to tell him, and then like he doesn't understand, so he's asking me questions that really are not relevant, and I'm like, I'm trying to answer them, and then he's getting frustrated by the answer, and I'm like, oh my God, I just wanted to have a leisurely walk, and like this is just building more tension in my body that I don't need right now. I'm trying to burn off the cortisol that I have. So I am starting this tonight. I'm looking forward to it. The first chapter already has, it's true to the story. It's just a visual thing that they changed around when they did the movie. And I believe the characters in the movie also did the stage performance, and then they were also cast for the movie. I'm not sure. I'd like to look that up. But I just really, I can't wait to read this, and the first chapter is going to be very short. There aren't that many chapters either. This is pretty much going to be like Jaws. However, I'm not going to wait week to week to give you the next chapter. I just feel like this is the time in the season to read this book, and it's going to start tonight. Starting tonight. What other book do I have in my bag of tricks? What I do have, which I love, I ran around all New York with this book, with this bag. This is a bag from the Strand in New York City. I believe that this is from the original one. 18 miles of books. I ran all over the place with this. This is it's got my pens and my highlighters. It's just like, I love this messenger bag. It's my favorite. So, we got Mark. And like, I can almost feel like the tension leaving my body when I take my Book of Awakening out. I just have to figure out, what is today's date? Today's the 4th. And that was the other thing. Like, I went and checked my bank account, and I'm like, where's this money coming from? And I'm like, oh my God, I have eBay orders that I didn't know about because my son used my eBay and he changed the email to his email, and so like all the notifications that I have things that I've sold are going to him. And so I had to go, like, in the middle of all this chaos, I had orders that I had to do. I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand. I think I'm over eBay. I think I just have to let it go. And I was telling you guys, I have a bunch of Halloween stuff that are from Disney, and I want to maybe raffle them off and just be like, I'm done with this stuff, you know. I don't want to hold it anymore. Like, a few of them were like from A Nightmare Before Christmas. They're like kitchen items, like towels and like what are they, pot holders and stuff like that. They said, and they're Jack and Jack and who's I don't even know. Jack and Jill. I don't even know. So September the 4th. September the 4th. August. September the 4th. Growing inside the song. Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Boy, did I ever need to hear that. What lies behind us, what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And like, yeah, that's so true. That, but you got to tap into that inner self. It gets lost. It gets buried, I believe, under what lies before us and what lies behind us. You know, it gets buried, and you have to make this time to get back in touch into what lies within you. I saw a woman singing while pregnant and imagined how the rhythms of song affected the life forming within her. Imagine the song drawing her unborn child's soul closer to its time in the world, the way light works on a root strengthening underground. I watched her sing and realized that the life within her was growing inside the song. Oh, that's beautiful. I looked around the room, for we were in a circle of song, and everyone singing was bringing their soul closer to its time in the world. The nervous man was less nervous while singing, and the insecure woman next to me was relaxing her unworthiness as she sang, and I was able to drop my replaying of wounds while my mouth was open and my eyes were closed. It was then I realized that regardless of the words or the melody, this effort to sing is a way to open the passageways between what is growing within and what is growing without. I now believe it is important that we sing while pregnant, with our dreams and troubles and want of truth and love. Important that we intend our little seed of spirit with the same care we would offer an unborn life forming within us. Essential that we care for our unique body as a carrier of life, magically forming within us as we make it through our days. So this reminded me of when I was pregnant, and when I would leave Josh when he was born. I would, anytime I was out of the room, because I never left the room, I actually slept there and everything else, I would leave a tape recording of my voice inside the incubator. I would read him songs, read him stories. I would leave music playing. And I told you guys that Genesis was here for a concert, and it was Phil Collins actually had the concert playing over a radio station, and the nurses that were taking care of my son actually had it piped into the NICU unit. And my son, they told me, was the only one that was up. He had one hand in the air going like this, and one foot, the opposite foot, kicking. And to this day, I don't think he realizes that when he hears any Genesis song that he kind of goes like trance-like. It's something in his soul that I am convinced that he remembers from when he was a baby in the incubator. And even when he was growing up and I would be feeding him in his rockaroo with whatever, I would play Genesis and he would just sing along to it. He didn't know the words or anything. He would just like hum it along. He loved Phil Collins. So the exercise for today is to center yourself and meditate with your hands on your belly, imagining that you are pregnant with a form of yourself growing within you. Oh boy, it's going to be a long afternoon. Breathe deeply, and when comfortable, give voice to your breath, letting your breathing have whatever sound it will. Breathe slowly and fully, knowing this simple voiced breath is a song. Breathe, sing while your hands hold your spirit forming within you, and that is a beautiful meditation. It reminds me of the warrior, the victorious breath that we do in yoga, and it does calm and it does heal, and I believe because it forms in the throat, and your throat is a bridge between the heart and the mind, and this breath that vibrates in the throat is an ocean breath. So you breathe in through your nostrils and you drag the breath up through your nostrils, and then you drag it back out of the nostrils. So you breathe in and then out And that always reminded me of just what Mark Nepo was talking about. It reminds me of a song. It reminds me of the ocean. And the ocean, anytime you're near the ocean, I mean, God, I have this vision of myself as like a baby turtle that's hatching on the beach and then running towards the water. They instinctively run. When I lived in Florida, I used to take Josh all the time to see the turtles hatching, and they instinctively they run towards the water to be caught up into it. And anytime I see the beach, I feel the same way. I just run towards the water. I just run into it. I just am like, oh God, you're just like a sigh, a relief, a let go, a release. Like sometimes I don't even realize, like, have I really been holding my breath, and for how long? Because I do that too when I'm under stress. I hold my breath. So I invite you to try that meditation today. I know that I am going to be doing it, and I'm going to be spending some time with my journal and writing, and I don't think I'm going back into the house until my head is totally clear. I might even go for another walk. I might just sit here and just like drown in the sounds of this schoolyard and no noise, and psych myself up to like go into the house with blinders on. But I don't think I'm going to go in for a while. I think I really am going to take advantage of being outside today, and I am like a hop away, and I'm kicking myself that I took my books out with me and my pen and my journal, but I didn't take my purse with me, because right now I would continue walking south and I would take myself out for lunch, because I think that that's on the menu today, taking myself out to lunch, and maybe not going back into the house until John goes out for his errands and it's totally quiet, because then we have a meeting at 3:00, and I just want to make sure that I'm centered and I have like full energy for that meeting. And so guys, this is how I cope with feeling overwhelmed. I hope that it helps you to just go out for a walk. I mean, even if you just walk out of the room and just walk around the block. I did this when I was running my restaurant. Like, as an owner, like, you really can't like escape. But it started to get to a point where it needed to be part of my self-care, where I would hide. I'll give you all my I'll give you all my tips and tricks. I would hide in the Barnes and Noble that was down the street from me. But my greatest tip was I would go to the nearest church, and I would hide in the church. Nobody's going to find you in a church. They're not going to find you. They're not even going to bother to look. Now they're going to know that's where she goes. She goes to church. But that's what I would do. There's no place quieter and more calming than being in a spiritual environment, and just, being able to listen to your breathing. Maybe there's an organ playing, light a candle. What I would do, and I keep telling you guys this, I have to go into the thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures that I have, and I need to pull all the churches that I escaped to, because what I would do eventually, because it's quiet, it's midday, I would walk around and I would take pictures that, I really really like, of statues and architecture and candles and flowers, and that's like one of my favorite escapes. So go there, take yourself out to lunch, go somewhere where they don't know you, because when they know you they come over and they want to talk, which is cool. But we're into self-care right now. We're into like just indulging ourselves quietly in a very good meal, maybe even a cocktail. I don't drink, but maybe a cocktail if that's what you need. A guilty pleasure for me is an ice cold Coke. Just something that's going to bathe your soul in comfort, like whatever feels like a big hug. Maybe it's copious amounts of chocolate. I feel that on the horizon also. But no, I won't do that. Yeah, but I think start with a walk. A walk will lead you to what your next plan is. And take your cell phone out, put your camera on, and whatever catches your eye, just take pictures of it. It always amazes me, the pictures that I have taken randomly that come up later on where I'm like, I think I have a picture of something like that seems familiar that would just be perfect right now for this current situation. Or maybe you do just escape to your room and diamond paint some more. But right now my brain is too loaded for being able to concentrate and get the benefit out of diamond painting that I get. I want to sit down and I want to be relaxed. I don't want my mind reeling and rolling that I could be doing something else. So I think I am going to sneak into the house. Hopefully he went out for his errand, if I heard him correctly. And I think I am going to take myself out to lunch. I'll take some pictures if I do. Because I really just don't even want to go in and cook. I don't even want to, like go in and make something. I want to just sit quietly somewhere and like have a big cheeseburger. That's what I want. And then get ready for my meeting. And then later on when he goes out, do my reading for the bad seed. And maybe, I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I want to diamond paint, have a diamond painting session and read, but I'll be doing the commentary also. I'm so excited for the first chapter. Yeah. So, guys, I hope this was listening pleasure for you and that I wasn't triggering anyone that's feeling, but hopefully helpful that, oh gosh, I'm having the same kind of day. And I think too, it happens too when you have a change of seasons. I've been hiding away from the heat and these days are beautiful and I'm like, I just cannot spend my day at my desk. I just can't. I just can't let another day go by where the sun is not hitting my face, where I'm not going out for a walk. I didn't do my yoga this morning and I'm kind of like, I'm out of sorts. I'm out of sorts with not being able to practice yoga. And I of course am a yoga teacher and I can teach myself, but that I just want to shut that part of my brain off and have somebody else tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. I do have a few yoga teachers that I do follow on YouTube that I will share with you. And I take this very seriously because there's a lot of yoga out there. And I consider myself to be extremely properly trained in yoga. And sometimes when I go, early on when I was doing yoga on YouTube and just being frustrated by it, now that I am properly trained, I know why I was frustrated by yoga that I would do online, because the flow is not correct. There are certain postures that you should not join together in yoga, and they're triggering. They, believe it or not, they are triggering in your body because you're not flowing correctly. And so I will share those with you if you want to do if you want to do proper yoga. That's what I'm saying. I have even gone to yoga classes where I'm on my mat and an instructor will say to do this and I'll be like, I'm not doing that. No way am I doing that. I just got out of a back bend. There's no way I'm doing that. So I will share that with you. But like I said, I just want to be able to free myself from this heaviness that I'm feeling. So I'm going to take myself out to lunch. I'm going to do the exercise first that was required or it was suggested by Mark Nepo. I think it's a very good one. And then I'm going to take myself out to lunch. I'm going to fill my belly with a cheeseburger after I fill my spirit. And then I am going to write in my journal. And then I'm going to go back home, be prepared for my 3 o'clock meeting. And then once he goes out, I'm going to do some yoga. And no, I'm going to do my reading first. And then I'm going to do some yoga. And then I'm going to prepare myself for another night of rest. Because I really did get a really good rest last night. My meeting was canceled at 5 o'clock. And it was a good thing because I just was like hanging on like the last bits of energy, and I need to have a full battery. And the meeting being scheduled till later on at night, nothing would have been getting in. I would have been just like, nothing would have been getting in. I need to do things when I have a fresh battery. And that's another suggestion. If you feel frustrated by stuff, maybe you're scheduling your stuff a little too late for you to absorb it all. So just make sure you're good and rested. For me, early morning is the best time. Or like early afternoon after I've had lunch, and don't go into a meeting when you're hungry. Yeah. So another little tip. As the leaves fall and autumn is on its way, I will see you later on this evening. No, I won't. I'll be filming later on this evening. You will have it tomorrow. And you'll have something to enjoy over the weekend. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging with me and letting me talk this all out. Keep creating that world that you want to live in. You have to live in it. Other people have to live with you. See you in the next one. Bye. I wanted to share with you one of the favorite photos that I took when I was out in the Dominican Republic. If you look at the top on the crucifix, there's a black dove. And if you look over to the left, there's a white dove. I absolutely adore this photo. And here's the church that I escaped to, St. Anthony's on Sullivan Street. And right across the street was Petalbell. And you see St. Anthony on top of the arch? Well, I lived above my cafe. And when I got up in the morning, the first thing that I would see was St. Anthony looking in the window. Very calming. And this is Mary Magdalene Church. This is in the heart of the Italian market. We weren't allowed to attend any churches. Being the new immigrants, we weren't welcome here in Philadelphia. So we built our own church. And the day that I was there, the sun was beating down on it, and I looked up and caught this beautiful sun rays shining down on the entrance. Now if we can all just master the lessons of being a cat. Look at this guy. He is the epitome of self-care. Calm, relax, chill, no worries. I ain't got nothing to do today or tomorrow or the next day. Take care, everyone. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.